Hey, welcome to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael, your host for April 25th, 2018. I'm doing a little bit of research here, found an interesting little interview about a year ago on Hannity. So his he's showing the interview from MSNBC. So kind of relevant to what's now unfolding with Devin Nunes, with the other video I did, and the leaking of how they found out they did have no intel on Trump. But let's take a listen here, and we'll talk about it a little more after.
All right, last night on this program, we showed you a video of a former Obama official, Evelyn Farkas, from earlier this month, saying that she urged her former colleagues and people on the Hill to get as much information and intelligence as they could on the Trump team before President Obama left office. Now, on March 2nd, during an NBC interview, Dr. Farkas, who served in the Obama administration from 2012 through 2015 as Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Russia, Ukraine, Eurasia. Listen to these comments very, very closely. Listen.
I was urging my former colleagues and frankly speaking, the people on the Hill, it was more actually aimed at telling the Hill people, get as much information as you can, get as much intelligence as you can before President Obama leaves the administration, because I had a fear that somehow that information would disappear with the senior people who left. So it would be hidden away in the bureaucracy, that the Trump folks, if they found out how we knew what we knew about the Trump staff dealing with Russians, that they would try to compromise those sources and methods, meaning we would no longer have access to that intelligence. So I became very worried because not enough was coming out into the open, and I knew that there was more. We have very good intelligence on Russia. So then I had talked to some of my former colleagues, and I knew that they were trying to also help get information to the Hill.
How we knew what we knew about the Trump staff's dealing with Russia. All right, let's deal with what Evelyn Farkas is saying here. First, she's admitting what we've been saying, what Sarah Carter, John Solomon, James Rosen have all been saying. Surveillance took place. Take a watch.
It was more actually aimed at telling the Hill people, get as much information as you can, get as much intelligence as you can before President Obama leaves the administration, because I had a fear that somehow that information would disappear with the senior people.
Oh, that's the intelligence she wants her friends on Capitol Hill to get. Is that the information she's talking about? Now, next, she admits there was unmasking. That shouldn't happen. Watch.
That the Trump folks, if they found out how we knew what we knew about the Trump staff dealing with Russians, that they would try to compromise those sources and methods, meaning we would no longer have access to that intelligence.
Intelligence, unmasking, surveillance. Now, she also admitted that intelligence leaking was taking place. And by the way, in case some of you people don't know, that could very well be a felony. Take a look.
I became very worried because not enough was coming out into the open, and I knew that there was more. We have very good intelligence on Russia. So then I had talked to some of my former colleagues, and I knew that they were trying to also help get information to the Hill.
How did you know there was intelligence? You were out of the administration. How did Evelyn Farkas, a former Obama administration official, a private citizen working for the Hillary Clinton campaign, know about the surveillance and intelligence? Well, during an interview on CNBC earlier today, Farkas, she seemed to be walking back and changing her tune. Watch her contradict her own self. Straight ahead.
People are accusing you, Evelyn, of admitting that there was surveillance, admitting that there was unmasking, and urging people, or at least saying that intelligence leaking, which could be a felony, is the way that it should get out. And you weren't even part of the government at that point.
No, so I was referring to the motivation, because there had been a lot of discussion in the media about why are people leaking. And so I was trying to, but in a very shorthand fashion, explain at the very end of that quote that people were leaking because they were afraid of a cover-up. I do not, absolutely do not condone leaking. It's against the law.
Wait a minute. She said earlier.
Wow. Now, again, that's old. That was a cover-up to even say they were not surveilling Trump. That's what we saw in the beginning, folks. Look how far we've come, right? Look how far this has come to the point of they still got nothing. We're finding out it was just all a scam. Everything we knew, but it's actually coming from the backwards up in the mainstream. There's no longer they're going to be able to hide it. They're going to have to report on it. And they've spun it every other way but the truth. Every single way but the truth. Bad actors, horrible, horrible people. This lady, she shouldn't be on TV talking. I mean, they should have, I guess they need this to happen, but they can't control all the idiots and exactly what they say, and they don't even know what they're saying. You got like Pelosi, or they just lie so much they can't keep up with it. They're delusional in the head. They try to lie some more, and eventually the truth just ends up coming out and they don't even realize it because they're trying to come up with another lie on the fly, and they accidentally actually say the truth. So just thought that was interesting. A little bit older news. These people are just unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable liars. And it's catching up with them. Treason's a crime. And these people are just self-agended, motivated, lining their pockets, taking us down from the inside out and taking the rest of the world down with them. So they were trying to do all for the dollar. Greed, power, greed, and it never leads to anything good. Look at the history books before they change them. But yeah, we got a good chance. Everyone should be praying that this is all coming to an end. Not hoping for what we've had, or that nothing is happening. We get it. It's not, we don't have a Superman. No superhero is, I don't think Trump is that. It's really clear it's supposed to be us that are, we get all this knowledge, we get all the, everything lined up, all the evidence, we're seeing it. And then we demand action, right? That's the biggest thing. If they talked about some of the things I've read is they were ready to move in on Obama the last term. And how do you just go and arrest somebody for treason when the media painted a perfect picture of him and you had all the people semi-happy? If you just arrest somebody overnight and you wake up and you've been painted this great world by the media. Nothing's wrong. Everything's great. Nobody's done any crimes. Because they're smarter than that, right? They're doing it behind the scenes. So it would have created riots. You had the whole system backing the last person. Other than the dynamics of how the game's played, which is, maybe this media channel over here talking a little bit, Fox, and then the rest of the channels are for him. Now this time it's Fox for Trump and all the other channels against him. That's typically how it works. Anyway, thought that was interesting. Share it with you guys. Please subscribe, like, share. Drop us a comment, drop us an email. We really appreciate the conversation that it brings up. This is the Patriot Hour update, right? The Patriot Hour. Probably the most important hour or update of your life. You're going to have to decide our futures and therefore our collective futures. All the updates, all the Q, trying to give you the realest news out there, facts, things as they unfold. Please subscribe and check our description box out. I'll leave the link to typically anything we go over in our videos. So if you're new, you're just stopping by, we appreciate it. Again, good evening, God bless, and Godspeed to each and every one of you.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Hey, Froggy.